on existing legislation says that it's entirely acceptable for providers of single-sex services to take account of biological sex in their single service users. Where it is a proportionate means of achieving a legitimate aim, the Equality Act 2010 is clear that service providers can exclude, modify, or limit access for transgender people, even where they have a GRC, which includes where a service provider that has concerns that the presence of individuals who are biologically male could prevent them from meeting their aims, such as an example below, included in the guidance, quote, a meeting counselling session is provided for female victims of sexual assault and rape. The organisers do not allow trans women to attend as they judge that the clients who attend the group session are more likely to be traumatised by the presence of a person who is biologically male. I can assure you that the government is committed to protecting women's rights, and the Minister for Women and Equalities regularly seeks advice from the independent equality regulator as part of her role, and the department has received advice from the EHRC and the Equality Act and will consider this in the usual way. I can assure you that the government is committed to maintaining safeguards that allow organisations to provide single-sex spaces. It is crucial that the principle of being able to operate spaces reserved for women and girls is maintained. I don't know what people's thoughts on that is, whether that's a positive thing. She didn't exactly answer my question, and my question was, what way are you going to vote? But of course, I suppose she doesn't have to answer that. But I don't know. I'm kind of quietly confident that that she's going to go down there and fight our corner.
What party is this MP for?
Conservative. We've been a Tory area for way longer than I've lived here, and this woman has had her seat. And has won by a landslide every election for, I think, about 10, 15 years. I think she's got quite a comfortable seat here. Imagine we lived in America. This would be like receiving a letter from the White House, and it is on official Westminster paper and stuff, so it is quite cool.
That does sound really interesting. There's a lot of projection in politics as well, isn't there? Like, Keir Starmer, he helped get Jimmy Savile off, and I'm just a bit like, I can't quite, be okay or be comfortable with that. And people say, oh, well, it's better that Labour isn't as extreme left as they were and they're more centre. But then I think, well, if Labour is less left than it used to be and it's moving more to the centre, then the centre becomes more right, surely. I don't know. It's all, I'm just not sure who I'm going to vote for. Does anyone else know who they're going to vote for? Do you know who you're going to vote for, Taylor?
Yep. If things stay as they are this time next year, and that is that if Rishi Sunak is still Prime Minister, still knows what a woman is, if we've still got the likes of Miriam Cates and Kemi Badenoch, being given free rein to get into the schools and try and sort out the system, and we're still looking to obviously demolish GIDS and stop sterilising, mutilating children, then for me it's a single vote issue, and for me it would have to be Tory. I'll vote for whatever party is going to do the best for my family at the time. And some people think that's selfish. Some people, say, oh, well, that's quite clued up. I always read the manifestos, but that's just the way I work.
Is anyone else feeling a bit politically homeless or unsure how they're voting? Or does anyone else want to talk about, request yourself as a speaker if you fancy telling us who you're going to vote for and why? But yeah, I have to say I do agree with you, Taylor, on, if we can't have the data and we can't have the spaces and we can't have that sort of stuff, if anyone can be a woman, then, perpetrators can follow victims into domestic abuse shelters and stuff. There are safeguarding issues. And to be honest, from my point of view, for the children, I mean, you know, I know you know all this stuff, Taylor, but you know, the fact that it's like over 80% of them, once they go through puberty, they are like lesbians, gay, or bisexual at the end. And so what my thinking is puberty, yeah, it's like the worst time ever. It's, you know, it's not a fun time. But anyone that says children can consent is a walking red flag to me. Go ahead, I can't see your full name. Information.
I know we've got a lot of work to do, and I think it is like gonna have to be tactical who we vote for. I mean, I'm on the left politically, always have, but I think when it comes to like voting, I definitely think that if people want to like vote like Conservative, I never thought I would ever hear myself say this ever, but this type of situation where women's rights are under attack, you know, I think needs must. It does look as if Labour are trying to make some like movements in the right direction, just a little bit, but it's not enough.
I was just about to say I shouldn't really say who, but I've already been doxxed, so it doesn't matter. But one of my local politicians is Lisa Nandy, and she is very much you know, trans women are women. It's really frustrating that even after all the progress we've made, and even all the stuff you mentioned, Taylor, the last 10 years, all the stuff that women have done to try and keep other women safe, and we still, myself included, are all brought up with the rhetoric that feminists hate men and that feminists are horrible and feminists are extremists and you don't want to be that. But I have never before, until the last couple of years, felt fearful of being targeted because I'm a feminist.
There's so many of these scumbags out there, but also as women, we sadly need to accept that there are scumbag women out there as well that are willing to fight against us and throw their own rights under the bus. We've all got something to fight for. Everyone's got skin in the game. I don't care what anyone says. Someone's got skin in the game. If you're a single guy, your skin in the game is that you're going to have these young women claiming to be men that are going to be trying to have sex with you. Whatever it is, the trouble is we're not just fighting these incels and men going their own way type of, you know, disgusting perpetrators that have probably all likely got some kind of record of beating a girlfriend or a wife or something in their past. But we've just got so many women that seem to be on their side. But luckily, I think, and I do believe this, that good men outweigh these fuckers